Well, we're at probably the craziest car meet in the world. Well, in Texas, and it's at CAUTA. And this is actually hosted by the Exotic Network, and it's called the Texas Branch. And so, let's check out these crazy cars. And first, I want to tell you all one thing, which is actually that this is at CAUTA, and it isn't just any car meet, it's actually the biggest car meet ever at CAUTA. And later on in the video, they're actually going to have a parade around the racetrack, and so that's going to be pretty bonkers with over 250 exotic cars. So, without further ado, let's check these cars out. And so, first, let's turn this camera, and you can kind of see what we'll be checking out, because there is row after row after row exotic cars. And first thing you see is that you got a bonkers looking brand new Ferrari 12-cylinder right there in a nice green type of color. It's actually a really nice spec, and it's actually pulling out. But yeah, so you got that. If you look right here, you got a fully carbon fiber Lamborghini Huracan. The entire body is just pure carbon fiber goodness with a carbon fiber wide body kit. And yeah, that's bonkers looking. You can see the turbos, something like that. Well, actually, those are the turbos right there, twin turbo. You got 4 exhausts, 2 small ones and 2 big ones, bang off on the license plate. Then you have a McLaren P1 GTR type rear wing. That is a cool little ghost here. And yeah, you got these crazy looking rims as well. Check out those. I don't even know what this is. Let's see, Carbo Cerami. I guess brakes, crazy looking rims. Yeah, so you got that. Then you got a McLaren 570S right here, which is also pretty nice. But I take that fully carbon Huracan. You got a brand new McLaren Ultra, which is also pretty interesting. Audi R8 V8, and then another Audi R8, and that's also a V8. You got a nice, also like teal green looking Porsche GT3 RS, nice like deep-ish type of rims, and the interior is also pretty neat, like houndstooth type of design, massive air outtakes. So that is pretty bonkers looking. Also, there is, for those who don't notice, there is some modifications like that carbon on the lip spoiler. You got this also Mercedes right here, and the AMG S, and by Rentec. So you got some bonkers sounding exhausts, and they actually license plate says does 205, so like it goes 205 miles an hour. So true, that must be super crazily tuned. So yeah, you got also those massive wing mirrors. This thing's pretty bonkers. You can actually see the engine through a little plastic thing. That is pretty bonkers looking as well. And a crazy carbon fiber front. You got a Ferrari 4 Modena, which also looks pretty nice. Another R8. And then you got a brand new Porsche 911 Carrera, 992 GT3, a Dodge Viper S, I believe it's called. And then you got a older Viper SRT 10. And that's just the beginning, because it is pretty big. If you look around, there is, to say the least, a lot of cars. So, also you got another Ultra, a Rolls-Royce Cullinan right here, brand new McLaren GTS, and also another Huracan, Aston Martin, 2 more Huracans, a Vantage and a GTR. And actually, if you come over here, you have just more cars, like just non-stop flow of cars, I feel like. You got a Spider. You got a Z06. Nice. You got an AMG GTS. Another Lamborghini SUV. I don't know why I always forget the name of this, but it's actually pretty much just an Audi RS Q8. A Huracan Evolution. A Ferrari, I believe, F12. That's pretty nice as well. Another Huracan. And it just keeps going on and on. So, walk over here, and you got a nice, slight, wide-body Corvette. That's a pretty interesting design, to say the least. You got another R8, another R8. And then another bonkers-looking Huracan. Seems like people just modify these already crazy Huracans, looking crazier. It's like interesting wraps, some really cool like carbon trim there. And yeah, that thing is pretty bonkers. Another Evolution, and then you just get a normal Audi sedan. And then you come over here, and this is the Mercedes and Dodge, I feel like, area, because, of course, first you have a Lamborghini SUV, McLaren 500 GT, or no, 570 GT, McLaren, Mercedes AMG GTS. Then you got this pretty bonkers looking Dodge Viper SRT with a super loud V10, and it has a type of Ford Heritage design colors, which are also pretty interesting. Another R8, another R8, and a couple more Mercedes AMG. And then you get to more Vipers. You got an original Viper, which is pretty nice, and then the slightly newer Viper. Both of them really nice specs. And check this out. You actually have a little tiny domino, I guess, on it. And yeah, so those are all pretty sick. And then you come over here, and you just have more and more cars. And actually, before we leave, I want to show you guys something that looks just unbelievably bonkers, because over there, well, you have the 570S, and it has like this cut through. It's pretty interesting. But if you guys can hear me, please comment if you guys can hear me well. But over there, there's something so rare, probably I'll never see it again. But first, let's check out the same Rocket Bunny Corvette as actually we saw in the last live video I did. That thing sounds just crazy. Another GTR. It seems like everyone here owns a Huracan or something like that from Lamborghini. Another AMG GT. And this is mainly just Porsches and Audis, Aston Martins, and Fords. A nice Ford GT there. And actually, I saw this pull in. That is a Ford Mustang Eleanor. And it has a Cobra jet engine. If I'm right, this thing has knockoff wheels like race cars, and this thing is probably worth something like $1.5 million. So if that's a real Eleanor GT500, this thing is scary expensive. So we got that super rare Mustang, Cayman GT4, Cayman GT4RS, then we got Turbo S, another Lambo SUV, an M4, an Astra. Yeah, so you just have a lot of crazy cars, and to tell the truth, a lot of them are Porsches and Mercedes. Yeah, you got another R8 right there, and nice looking AMG GT right here, nice little carbon trim. This is the row of Carreras, 2 Carreras, and 2 GT3 RSs, which is nice. We got another Huracan, a Ferrari California, Ferrari California, Dodge Viper, McLaren GTC-S, and a McLaren 720S, and a Carrera, and the list just goes on and on. So you got a really nice Gallardo. Literally, there's no one surrounding the Gallardo, because a lot of people who aren't car enthusiasts will probably not even know. They'll probably think it's another like ugly-looking Lamborghini. But actually, this these things are really expensive. Something like $200,000 range. So those things are pretty expensive. We got nice GT3, Cayman, GTS, Lotus Elise. I actually really like those. Another R8. Yeah, so another Corvette. We actually saw that Corvette at the other place as well. So there's a lot of the same cars. We got GT3 RS, a Huracan with a ripped off rear end, which is interesting to say the least. We got a bonkers Huracan, another Huracan, an Aston Martin, Vantage, GTR, and yeah. So you got all those monstrosities of cars, and then you walk over here, and to tell the truth, there's no disappointment with all the crazy cars here because one, you have McLaren 600 LT. That's super rare. Then you got a Corvette Z06, a 911 Carrera GTS, no Target GTS, an Aston Martin DBS 770, a Ferrari 296 GTB, and then a McLaren 675 LT. This thing is just crazy rare, and they actually put the sticker on the roof so as not to ruin this nice little hood. The air intakes aren't fake though, and actually there's like rips right here. And okay, so anyone who's listening, please, a lot of you, actually let's turn the camera just around like this. A lot of you might think that I'm reading off some kind of script or something like that, but to tell the truth, I'm not. This is purely just, I don't know, it just appears in my head and I say it. So it's all completely true what I'm saying. I don't have no script or anything like that. And so yeah, you got another nice Carrera with a nice Hypercar wing right there. Then you got this Ford GT 2004. Nice exhaust, and it's lowered with nice HRE performance rims, and literally this is the lowest car I've ever been here, because actually I keep turning it the wrong way. If I stand right here, because I sure I'm about right here, okay? This thing is only to right here. Tell me, is that low or what? Because I've never seen a car lower than that. You got a nice chrome engine in that beautiful engine bay, and actually one thing I noticed, it seems like American cars, they have a lot of chrome. The German and Italian cars have a lot of carbon, and Japanese cars have a lot of plastic. So yeah, you got nice looking front, and it was definitely lowered. It looks so aggressive even though there's only minimal modifications. Then you actually got one of my fellow YouTubers, MT Paradise's Porsche Carrera 4S. So it actually has a 3.8 liter Porsche 911 GT3 engine and a GT2 RS wing, so it's as powerful as a GT3 but more comfortable, and it's not a GT2 RS. You got also Ferrari Roma here, really nice looking, beautiful GT2 RS. I'm a really huge fan of these. Another one, and both of them, this one has stock wheels, and this one has HRE wheels. Tell me which ones you all like more, because tell the truth, I think these look just a little better, in my opinion. You both got the same exhaust, which are kind of sticking out. They look really nice. Then also you got McLaren 720S, which looks nice. Ferrari 458 Italia, and since we're going over here, then you'll know what I'm talking about. That's great. You got a Ferrari F8, Ferrari F12, a beautiful McLaren 765 LT, 2960 UD, and check out how fast this car's going. Another 488, a Lamborghini Huracan SVO, some nice rims on this Vantage, almost like the Lamborghini. It was based on the Aventador, but it was completely made of carbon. So you've also got an F8 here, I love those rims. An SF90 over here, a Ford GT right here, which looks seriously nice. Actually, I'm a huge fan of Ford GTs, and especially the newer ones. So, well, actually, you have to keep it like this. You got a nice little engine bay right there. This thing, of course, is super low, a Hennessy Venom F5. Oh my god, everything crazy is pulling up right here. Hennessy Venom F5, I've never seen one of these before. And it's bonkers low, carbon trim. Check out that interior. And this actually just pulled up. The rear is the only thing I could say it isn't the craziest looking. But yeah, so you got a Hennessy Venom F5, a McLaren Elva right here. Something you'll probably only see once in your life or never. And you got crazy looking air intakes here. And this is actually pretty much based on the McLaren GTS, but without a roof. And they copied actually the Ferrari. I forgot the name of it, but it was a roofless Ferrari as well. So, Surrey, England. It shows where it's from. And that thing is just pure insanity. And then you turn, and you got none other than a McLaren Senna S. Carbon trim. The wrap is kind of warded a little bit. That's strange. And this isn't fully like flat. Yeah, this is actually the first hypercar to have windows at the bottom of the door, and you can see that beautiful interior. I really want to review one of these days. So if any of you guys own any of these three cars I just looked at, please contact me. And yeah, so you got some beautiful air intakes there, a beautiful roof scoop, and then you got a monstrosity of a wing. That, if you guys can hear me, please comment, because if this is the largest wing, then it's only rivaled by the Porsche GT3RS. Crazy air outtakes right here, and the air is actually flowing from in here out of here, so that thing is just bonkers. And you can see the crazy exhaust here and in that engine bay. Then you got none other than the Bugatti Chiron, or of course Chiron, as everyone calls it. And I've reviewed on these. They're pretty bonkers as well, but I feel like they can't really compete with these three cars right here. You got all carbon Lamborghini Revuelto right here, which also is pretty crazy. Carbon air outtakes that sadly don't work. You got nice carbon trim there, some massive carbon air intakes, and you come to the back, and this is the most aggressive because one, you got carbon connectors to the wing, and two, you actually have lights connected to the massive Lamborghini Centenario inspired rear diffuser, and it's completely made of carbon, so that's pretty bonkers. It actually says "Get Loud" on the license plate. Yeah, so that thing is also pretty crazy. You got a Lamborghini Huracan STO right here, another Revuelto. Then you got an SVJ Cabrio, which has these insane looking exhaust pipes and actually still hot, so this thing must have been revving not too long ago. You got a nice carbon trim inside. And yeah, that thing is pretty bonkers as well. Then you come over here and you got another Lamborghini Huracan, but this is just the SB and not the SVJ. You got a McLaren 765 LT without the carbon package, a Huracan STO, two more Revueltos, which are actually really good looking. And yeah, those Revueltos look really sick. You got another Aventador, and it's actually just an Aventador SV, but if you look at the exhaust on this one, those things probably sound scary loud. I really wish this could have had like a cool out festival where they cool out and rev their engines. That would have been cool. If that does happen and I'm not live streaming, please call. I'll definitely upload that. So yeah, you got some more. Then you got a Ford GT Heritage package, super rare with beautiful air outtakes there, and this thing is a whole nother level. So literally, this entire place, and I actually haven't even checked these cars out, probably has about $100 million worth of cars, so that's pretty bonkers. Share this with whoever's watching. Please share this with your friends or family. You got crazy looking lights here, and yeah, so that thing's pretty bonkers. And then you come over here, and you're greeted by a Lamborghini SF90 Stradale, then a Ferrari 458 Italia, a Lamborghini Huracan with really nice looking rims, and then what looks like a McLaren P1, because one of the air outtakes, but also the lights and everything, so it's a McLaren P1 kind of wannabe, but it's still really nice. It's actually a 650S with a body kit, massive aftermarket wings, and actually it looks really nice. Then also you got a Huracan STO as well. And actually, did you know that if the back of the car was flat and the sides were flat, it's actually better for aerodynamics? Interestingly enough, I feel like pieces like sticking up here. I'm not sure why. That's interesting. Maybe to guide the air into the air intakes. You got some air outtakes here, and I don't know what that's for. Maybe to open the door. Yeah, so that's interesting. Really nice front, and that's just the beginning. Cause then you have this, a bonkers looking 720S with crazy carbon trim and blue on carbon design, which is really nice. Deep dish rims, which also look really nice, and that's just the beginning. You have also glass connectors there, I don't know why. And then you have this thing, a Lamborghini Aventador SVJ with the SVJ lettering peeled off, and an interesting looking wrap. It doesn't seem too great of quality, it's kind of cracking. But yeah, so you got this bonkers looking SVJ. It's actually pretty interesting. Then you turn to here and you got a bass Aventador, but that's actually the loudest sounding one, so that's pretty crazy. You come over here and you got another Huracan, another Aventador, and another Aventador SVJ. This is just the SV, but that's the SVJ, and we actually also saw that in the other live stream I did, so that was also pretty cool. And you got like nice orange trim around the wheels. That's really, really nice. Then you have this, the Lamborghini Murcielago SV. That is so rare, but a lot of people aren't even paying attention to it. But this thing is just crazy rare, and nice Lambo seats, massive wing, and it's almost freaking hitting into that Huracan STO. And actually you can see the difference between carbon fiber, because check out this carbon fiber and check out this carbon fiber. What's the difference? This looks more like, I don't know, not as smooth. This looks more glossy, and the trim looks different. You got one center mounted exhaust there. That's pretty bonkers as well. And this air intake is also just crazy looking. Yeah, so you got that crazy looking car there, and yeah. So also you come over here and you got that STO. You got a Huracan Evolution right here with nice carbon air intakes, and nice little fancy logo there. Yeah. Also you got another SF90. You got a Cabriolet McLaren 720S. Then you got another Huracan Performante, another 750S, so that's actually brand new, really nice looking. You got a 488 right here, a GT3 RS with Wisage package, and this is the row of 911s because you got four Porsche GT3 RSs, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you have 1, 2, 3 more, a GT3, a Carrera 4 GTS, and a Cayman GT4 RS. So pretty much the highest trim of every model of 911 and Cayman. So that's also pretty bonkers. I really like the way this new Carrera looks. And yeah, so no one's pulling in anymore because actually I should have started the video then. Actually, this entire, as far as I can see, all the way over there, all the way over to here, there was just rows and rows of cars. Like you could barely walk because there were so many cars blocking the way. But now I guess everyone settled down, and so there's not as many cars. 100 people are watching. It's actually the most ever on a short. Live stream. But yeah, so this was actually pretty bonkers, and I didn't expect there to be so many rare cars, because actually if you come over here, one car I actually forgot to mention, well, at least one thing. So I just really wanted to check out the Hennessy Venom F5 one more time, because this thing is crazy. I'm gonna make it short actually, and it's almost 1 o'clock. They're gonna do the drive around the track at 4 o'clock, so stay tuned, because I might live stream that, or I might post in a couple days a video of that. Yeah, so stay tuned and get ready for that. And so, I think we've checked out all of these bonkers cars. I hope y'all like this video. Remember to like and subscribe, and see y'all next time. And so, I'll see y'all next time in the next video. Remember to like and subscribe. And let's just look around one more time before we end the video of the crazy cars and the massive crowd. And so, see y'all next time.